National Chocolate Chip Day, we wanted to do something that was very popular. And right now on Pinterest, this recipe is literally everywhere. So it's the biggest trend is to make these shot glass cookies, and there are tons of recipes and versions of how to make these. And this last weekend, I tested them all out, okay? And I came up with the best way to make these shot glasses is actually with shortening. So it is a shortbread, chocolate chip shortbread cookie recipe.
Okay.
The reason being, when you're using shortening versus butter, if you want a chewy cookie, you want to put butter in your cookie. If you want a more crisp, firm, dry cookie, you're going to use the shortening. And when we do this, we actually get to create the shape, and we don't have to put anything in the center, because when it bakes, it will actually keep that hole, making the shot glass.
Okay.
All right, so if you wanted to do your basic like chewy cookie, you would have to put foil in the middle to keep that from collapsing on itself.
All right.
But we're gonna make the shortbread version. It's really good.
Do they
and
hold
it's
up,
easy to make.
by the way, when you were experimenting?
Did you just miss that whole thing? Oh. I'm sorry, I thought I was talking to my husband. Yes, so if you use this recipe, Mark.
No,
Mark?
when I was saying, if you don't use this recipe and you use the foil, do the cookies crumble?
Well, no, you'll still have the cookie, and the foil will keep it looking like a shot glass.
Okay.
So you can totally do that, Mark, yes.
So it was a valid question.
It was a valid question.
thought-
I don't want any hate mail.
that-
I still like Mark.
I thought the countermeasures there were a little harsh,
By the way,
but
we all love Mark,
it's okay.
okay? We all do.
Sometimes he
okay?
just acts
Yeah,
that's
sometimes
ridiculous
he's a little
questions.
possible, but we love him.
All right, so you're
Wow.
gonna
Can I get Adam's cell
preheat.
number?
Okay. All right.
You're gonna
wanna see
preheat
what
your oven to
Ruby goes through
350 degrees, and then you're going to grease your pan. And this is a mini popover pan. You can get them online. You can get them at Crate and Barrel. They're about $15. You want to grease it before you start your recipe. Now, with this, we're going to cream together the shortening and both your sugars. This is white granulated sugar and some brown sugar. And you're just going to cream this together before we add the wet ingredients. And then to this, you're going to add 1 egg yolk. No yolk about it.
Oh.
Now I'm really on you, right?
Jeez.
No, Mark says it all the time.
That was excellent.
Oh! Good one. And vanilla. Okay. And then we're going to add the dry ingredients. So this is just flour. And Mark had a great idea, right? Tell him in rehearsal what you were saying.
Yes, to fill it up, he came with some really great ideas. What else can we put in
I'm
the
not
cookies,
touching
Mark?
this thing anymore.
No, no.
No, it was a good idea.
full of
Instead
cookie.
of milk, putting milk inside the cookie, you had some great
That's the way you
ideas.
could put ice cream in it,
Ice
or
cream.
frozen yogurt,
Peanut butter,
or peanut butter.
or even more chocolate chips.
You could do more chocolate chip.
We were
No
talking
chocolate.
about like Kahlua and like Bailey.
Yes.
And then I'm adding the salt too with the flour,
Reese's peanut butter
That's the
cups.
party side. I'm gonna move down.
right?
M&M's.
M&Ms.
Oh my gosh.
And
this
then the
goes
mini
on.
and the mini chips. We're using the mini chocolate chips because they're not too big when you actually make the shot glass. They're in the regular baking aisle.
Not eating.
Alex can't have it because it has gluten in it.
Person's
I suppose
just
you could make
sitting
this-
there.
Could you make this with gluten-free flour,
I think we have some nut butter for you.
Yeah, coming up. Yes.
All right, so you see this dough, it comes together really quickly. It's going to look like sand. It's very crumbly. This doesn't mean you did it wrong. It's because we use the shortening, and this is how it looks when it comes out. And then you're going to have your pan greased, and you're gonna put this in here, just like this. And this is honestly the most time-consuming part of the process because it's such a crumbly dough. It takes a while to pack it in.
Okay.
So you wanna make it so it's about a 1/4 inch thick on all sides. Not too thick, otherwise you'll have just
fun.
a giant muffin
Yeah.
cookie.
Okay.
But you could use a muffin pan, you know, you could use something that you already have in your house. It just would be a different shape shot glass.
Okay, so you just keep doing it until it looks like
Until it
this.
looks just like that, right.
Let me just hold it up for the.
And then you would
Camera,
chill
like
this.
this,
So you
right.
would put this in the refrigerator for 30 minutes before putting it in the oven.
Okay.
And this was already chilled, and we have a magic oven, so it doesn't matter for
Yeah,
us.
everything
But
is
can I
magical
ask-
here at Home and
Can
Family.
I ask
Yeah, what?
why the chill? What does the chill aspect to do? And then because you take it out and you put it right in the
It
oven,
helps
right?
it keep its shape once it's in the oven, so it doesn't collapse.
Yeah.
Got it.
That is beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. Now, do these come out easily?
They do. So they come out pretty easily
Let
if
me
you
just ask
spray your
do-
pan.
May I ask you, do you have to let it cool first before
You would let them completely cool, and then
Completely?
Yes,
Okay,
completely.
completely. And
then
that
you
takes, what,
would-
about 15 or 20 minutes?
Yeah, like 20 minutes.
Okay.
And then you're gonna pop them all over.
Oh, how easy is that? Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Those two little guys are staying
Yeah.
in.
You could just.
So just like this. So when you take them out, before you're gonna line them with chocolate so you can hold the milk, but no,
They're
they're stuck.
They're stubborn.
I think those were stuck from last night, and I just
Oh.
was like, eh.
These are so
We have enough.
cute.
So let me show you. So they're gonna come out and they look like this. So they're
right.
not like totally perfect.
Okay.
But what you do is you take a huge knife and you start shaving them down. You know when you have burnt toast in the morning and you don't want to tell anyone and you sit over like
Right.
the sink like this?
Yes. I love burnt
Did you burn the toast? No.
You only smell it, but you can't. All the evidence is gone.
Right.
I do that all the time.
That's great.
Right. All right. Ah, now it looks like a perfect shot glass and no one would know. So that's what you do. And then we're gonna coat it with chocolate so it can hold the milk. So we're using the candy melts, which are
I want
great.
to put strawberries in here.
Ooh.
Chop up strawberries too.
Yeah.
Do you have any other ideas out there that you would like to put in the chocolate chip shot?
You know what you
Put
could
Put it on the Facebook
We want to
page.
know what you
What
want
if
to
you
put in it.
What if you put ground up like Oreo cookie crumb thing, kind of like the pop? Remember the
I
thing you
think
did with the
anything would be
pot?
good. Really,
It,
it's a
it
cookie.
would, yeah.
It's a
I mean, that was
A
Michael's
cookie.
idea.
So these are just the candy melts,
whatever.
and
I would put the candy melts in there.
yeah. So these are the candy melts. You can find them in the baking aisle. You could also use chocolate and just melt it over a double boiler. The candy melts are great because they melt right away. Here, put it in this one.
Yeah, I just want, but I would just eat it just with the ganache like that, you know, like.
It coats it, and the candy melts will harden instantly within about 5 to 10 minutes. You could even put it in the fridge to speed it up. And the reason we do this is so you can coat it, and then you can pour your milk in it.
I like Ken's idea of putting the chocolate and the Kahlua in it and kind of mixing it up.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And then put some strawberries or raspberries in it. Okay.
Oh Ken,
Look at that.
look, and now it holds your milk.